And welcome back to the Atlanta Falcons franchise rebuild. Here today will be part 2 of the offseason. Now in part 1, we went through free agency and all the free agent signings like Jairi Alexandra and Dalton Schultz and others. Today we'll go through the draft, seeing what young talent we can provide and bring into this roster. You know, in this draft, I really wanted to hit on getting some more defensive line depth, getting another offensive weapon that could really kind of extend the field for the team, and get more quality depth. In year 2, we dealt with a lot of injuries that ultimately kind of hurt us throughout the entire season, especially at the defensive line. So I'm really kind of focused on that going into this draft. We also could move off of Adante Fowler, but right now I'm thinking we should just hold on to him just for insurance. We do need to consider drafting another linebacker because we really don't have another good coverage linebacker behind both Al Reed and Deion Jones. But at the end of the day, we're going to just try to get the best players to come into this team. So if you're new here, do please leave a like, comment down below what you thought of the draft, as well as subscribe. It really does help me out, and I hope you guys do enjoy the draft. To the 2021 NFL Draft, as the New York Jets have the first overall pick. Now the New York Jets last year, they drafted, what's his name? Conley, I think. I forget his first name. Jay Conley here. Ooh, threw 29 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Let's see what they're going to put around Jay. And with the first pick, the 2021 draft, will be Clarence Wilson, the pass rusher. The Steelers will draft another pass rusher, Lucas McLeod. Wow. Big time player right there. Trey Coffey goes next. Dre Manning going to the Vikings. Dre Manning was my favorite cornerback entering this draft class, so that's unfortunate. Calvin Jacobs going to Denver. And there's the first quarterback, Malcolm Hopkins, going to the Chicago Bears, as now the Bears have found their new rookie quarterback. We're the Bears. And it looks like he's going to be starting over Nick Foles, as the Bears will get now potentially their new franchise quarterback. The Bills will be taking Spencer Valentine here, defensive tackle. And here comes the Panthers. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. Y'all, potentially is the key word. Bears don't get a franchise quarterback. You never know. You never know. This is Madden. As the Panthers just drafted themselves a new defensive tackle. Justin Rock, the big-time free safety. As the Jets have now the 10th overall pick, drafting Nick Knight, Jesus Christ, helping out now their receiving core. Greg Hicks, defensive tackle. There's the first offensive lineman that I think I've seen. Glenn Way. And there goes Derek Lamar. He was probably my favorite player coming out of this draft, so that's unfortunate we couldn't get him. But he's going to go to Miami. Heath Cook's going to the Cardinals. Reggie Shepard going to the Niners. Peter Butler going to the Chargers. Mike Springs going to the Lions. DeAndre Sharp going to the Titans. Jacoby Sloan going to the Eagles. The Eagles helping out their secondary. Lynn Ward going to the Bungles, because they're the Bungles. The Cowboys drafting Randy Kirkpatrick. The Giants drafting Rashad Callaway. And now Otis Lamar going to the Raiders. As now we are sitting here on the clock. Now what the hell did we do with our 25th overall pick? Don't really want to target a running back, excuse me. There is not another wide receiver. Sean Kelly is probably a player that I'm looking to draft maybe in the second round. We might trade up to go get him. Now this is best player available. I know David Banks here is an early first round player, so he would be on top of my board right now. Eli Galloway here, maybe. Keem Page. Don't know if we really want to target now another inside linebacker. Or do we take a chance on some of these other players? Probably not, knowing me. Amari Dixon here, late first. Lance Moore, mid first. Then Lee Lane here, mid first. So on the board right now, y'all, yeah, but Madden is getting more realistic. True, true. Well, sitting here at 25, with the 25th overall pick, most likely the best player on the board, probably unless it's a running back, would be David Banks. So if we drafted Banks here, it would probably make me not want to draft, or make me not want to keep a Dante Fowler anymore. Banks here is 21 years old, 6'5", 250 pounds. This is an easy decision for me. I like my pass rush, and I want to continue getting younger there. So David Banks is the pick. He is 6th in true value, hidden development, 76 overall. Very good starting pass rush moves. Great speed, 90 speed, with very good strength at 86. Looks like this kid could play defensive tackle or defensive end. Immediately getting a day one starter here. So now with Banks on this team, now we just got our three-headed monster at the defensive line. Or really our four-headed monster. You know, we have Nate, John, Banks, Grady Jarrett. We have so much talent now here, so which makes now to me a Dante Fowler kind of expendable. In my opinion, at least. So can we potentially move up with trading him? Now, I don't think he's worth a first-round pick, but I do think with a couple draft picks, he is worth a second-round pick. So let's get out of the first round as Alex Allen, he goes to the Chiefs. He was a player that I was considering. He was actually my favorite running back coming out of this class. A.J. Hill to the Ravens. As the Cleveland Browns just drafted a bust, and the Packers drafted Tim Black. So now let's check the board here. So we could trade up for a running back. There are two, there's Josh, James, Cam. I don't know if we really need to go up and go get one. Maybe we just sit. Maybe we don't even need to target any other player. I'm trying to sit back and think about the rest of this draft. Sean Kelly is probably the last one that I'm probably willing to be aggressive in. Yeah, I think Sean Kelly would be the only other player that I would consider. Now, unless we wanted to try to target a guy like a Lance Moore or a Lee Lane here, we could. Let's see how the draft goes. I'm not gonna make any hesitant move. I'm not gonna make any, mistakes. That's the thing. I've already made one. I don't want to make another one. So, as we've seen a couple good players go off the board already. Evan Bell, and there goes Lance Moore. So now the list is kind of getting a little smaller. So the question is, do I want now to target a safety? How confident am I that either Hawkins or Stephen Collins can develop quickly enough? I mean, I do like Collins a lot. So I think if we're going to be trading up, we're going to be trading up for Sean Kelly. Let's go try to make a trade. Let's go trade away our second round pick, our late 3, that's it, to the Jets. Or right now, pick 42. And we got it. Now let's go get ourselves a big-time tight end here in Sean Kelly. Not even going to hesitate putting this card in. Gave me the 6'6" kid out of UFC. 74 overall. Normal dev. But 92 speed with 88 catching. Good acceleration. Solid catch traffic. Just really got to work on his route running. Sean Kelly here. He's going to be a good tight end for us. He's going to bring a dynamic to the dynamic to the offensive side of the football that we kind of really needed. As now there's a big run on very good talent going. Thankfully, we do have an early 3rd round pick that we can kind of use to help out, probably again, the defense. There goes Lee Lane. He was probably the player I would have wanted to draft, but I'm not even going to complain right now. So we'll just move up to our draft pick. And let's see who will be on the board as Tim Peck goes. So let's see. There's no longer any good safeties. Well, there might be. I'm not gonna just immediately disregard them, but no one worthy right now of a early 3rd round pick. There are a couple good corners. Evan Polk here would probably be my favorite corner out of the 3 that I've seen. I don't even know if I have scouted any more. No, I have not. Perfect. Could draft Lincoln here, give ourselves more quality depth at inside linebacker, but I don't know if I really want to do that move. Now, Eli Galloway here, he would provide quality depth again to the defensive line, which is something I always loved doing, is providing more depth. Because we did deal with a lot of injuries last year on the defensive line, and that's always concerning. Or do we go to the well of wide receiver? But I think we could get Luther Powers or Romeo Andrews in the 4th round. I think one of those two will probably be our 4th round pick. So I think right here, I think we go best player available. We go get Eli, get ourselves a big-time defensive tackle. 21 in true talent, 73 overall. Very good run stopper here. He will definitely provide a good rotation for the defensive line. So that's, so far, being able to draft 2 defensive linemen. Let's just draft it. 2 defensive linemen and a good tight end so far really helped this. It's helping this defense, this interior of the defense, and getting us another dynamic on the clock. Now here in the 4th round, we could go back to wide receiver. We could get Luther Powers. That is definitely someone to consider here. It's not really a tight, or not really a running back that I would want. But now, is there any... So, for my grade 8 scouting, as you guys can clearly see, let's check the board. We have 13 players, and pretty much all of them are on the offensive side except for defensive linemen, where we've gone pretty much with our first 3 picks. So, Luther Powers or Romeo Andrews. Both of them pretty much to me have the same speed. Luther is probably a little bit of less overall, but he's 21, which definitely intrigues me a little bit more. Or do we go with more... Nah, let's go with Luther. Let's go get ourselves a young physical corner to help out for the future. And he comes out as hidden development. 44 overall and 2 true talent. Oh my god, I can't even speak. Hidden dev. 85 speed though. That is not what I wanted to see. Good cat. Solid hands. Gotta work on those route running. I like his release day 1, but not the best speed. He will definitely be a slot wide receiver for us. And we're right back on the clock. So now, what do we do now? We could take some chances. That is something that I am very known to do in these late rounds. But this is a 4th round pick, so I would like to make it count. We've already taken enough pass rush. We've helped the defensive line a lot. So I think what's best right now is to trade out of this draft pick here. Try to get a future, looking for 2023. Sure. Las Vegas. Why not? So let's check the board here. Yeah, Glenn on George here. He will be this here in the 5th round. He will be our pick, providing a little bit more depth. He has good strength and he's a solid run stopper or run blocker. Oh my god. So not at all a bad move there. I think he can be a solid offensive lineman. And then with our last pick, let's see. So let's draft him. Jacob Bates, here the 7th round, 69 overall, nice. Hidden development, not 69th in true talent, which kind of is sad, with 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Pretty good, very good end of the draft talent here. Finding good quality depth at linebacker. So we're very excited to add him to the team. And let's go do the draft recap. So here is the draft class, everyone. Getting Jacob or David Banks here in the 1st round. Immediately he intrigued me from day 1. He has good base pass rushing moves. Sean Kelly coming out with great speed, good acceleration as well. Eli here, he will be immediately a good run stopping support. Luther Powers, mostly coming into this team to be the next slot receiver, I guess. Glenn George being pretty much one of our backup offensive linemen for future years. And Jacob Banks here, probably a surprise pick. I didn't even scout him. he intrigues me a whole lot. So overall, I think we did a very good job drafting. But let's go see if I fucked up, because that's why we're here. So Romeo Andrews doesn't have hidden development. Same, I believe same overall, but 91 speed. I would probably rather have the speed over the hidden development, but he has 82 injury. So I don't know. Maybe the same player, kind of. I don't know. But I was not paying at all any sort of attention to what our divisional rivals were doing. So it looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to stick with Marcus Mariota. They're not going to go to a young quarterback. Doesn't even look like they drafted a young quarterback. Good for them. And oh my god, I passed the Saints. Trey Coffee here. All you coffee fans. Going to the Saints. He's injury prone, but looks like a potential good future slot receiver. And they too did not draft a quarterback, so they will be going with Mitchell Trubisky this year. The Panthers had Nate Glenn here. Big defensive tackle. Very good, promising prospect there. Evan Bell, really helping out their defensive line. So they had a very solid draft class. They're sticking with Teddy Bridgewater. But let's go see who is the best player out there. There is Luther McLeod going to the Steelers. Very good finesse moves day one. Good strength. Great speed. Probably could play outside linebacker. But very good players. You got Dre Manning here. Would have loved to actually have an opportunity to draft him, but we couldn't. And here's Derek Lamar, hidden development, 21 years old. He would have been the player I probably would have wanted more. Yeah, when looking at his overall, all of his ratings, he's more of a well-rounded tight end than Sean Kelly. But it doesn't mean Sean Kelly won't be a bad player. It's just Kelly is much more of a vertical threat tight end. And, that's not at all a bad thing to add to an offense, but, we definitely... I wanted a future at tight end that could potentially do more than just potentially be a one-trick pony, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get his ratings high enough. Alex Allen here. He was definitely a player I was considering trading up to go get, because he intrigued me. But overall, I think this was a very successful offseason. We right now do not have 50 players on the team, but sim to the next week. And that is the offseason, everyone. So the next time I will be playing the Atlanta Falcons will be Tuesday, September 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch, twitch.tv/Larrbearxd. Come check me out. We're going to play the first probably 2 or 3 weeks of the season, all live commentary. I did fill out the rest of the roster, which you guys will be able to see then, or at least in the first episode of Year 3. Thank you guys for watching the off-season. I hope you guys have a great day. Please leave a like, subscribe down below. See you next time.